You guys are not going to believe what I just saw go that way. That was nuts. Well, all right, as always, thanks for joining. Well, today we're going to be talking about cellular trail cameras, and today specifically we're talking about the Gardepro X60 Pro Max, and we're going to be talking about a lot of the features. We're going to get this thing out in the woods, and we're going to be testing out a few things on that. And then you're going to want to stick around because we're going to talk about a trail camera, this brand right here, and we're going to talk about how this one let me down. And then I think to top it all off, we're going to shoot this trail camera just because I'm so sick and tired of the problems that I had. You're going to want to subscribe to the channel so you can watch what's going on with this camera and how I've been gypped out big time this year because of this brand. So stick around for that. I was sent this camera and I'm excited to get this thing out in the woods. It is middle of January here. I'm done hunting here in Michigan. We do have a late season that goes through all of January, but I'm just out of time, and I got a lot of projects that I've put off around the house that I need to get done. So tomorrow morning we're going to take this thing out into the woods and get it all set up. What's cool is they sent it to me. It has a rechargeable lithium-ion battery pack instead of batteries, and then I also got the option with the solar panel. So we're going to be putting that all up. I'll take you guys along with me to set this thing up, and we'll get it filming out in the woods. All right, so we are setting up the new Gardepro camera that I got. Sweet. This is my second camera that's had a solar panel, and the thing that they don't do is they don't include a strap for it, which I don't know why they don't do that. But luckily I'm here on private property, so I can drill it into a tree. So we're just going to do that for now. All right, so let's talk about the pros and cons of this Gardepro trail camera. Cellular camera. Love the cellular camera features, but it also will work without the cellular plan activated. You can use this as a regular trail camera. I ended up bringing it home after my 1 month trial was up and set it up, and it still was taking videos and pictures, whatever you set it up for. So that is cool. It does have a really good app that works really well. I'm a fan of the app. I think that's a very well laid out app. It does have a slot here that you can fit a locking cable through. It does have a lockability, which I wish was locked with the Python lock, if you want to call it that. But you can put a separate lock here to lock the hatch, to lock the latch to open the camera up. So without a separate small like luggage lock right here, you can't lock that. This Python cable lock hole only locks it to the tree. But it has 3 PIR sensors, which is nice. When I did test this camera, I did not have these side ones turned on. I only used the front PIR sensor, so it tended to pick things up only when it was within a few degrees of straight ahead. It didn't do well picking up the deer as they came into frame. But that's just because I didn't turn these side PIR sensors on. The camera works really well, has some great audio, had several flocks of turkeys, and you could hear the hens yelping and stuff like that, so picks up great audio. Very happy with that. Has a nice color screen. It's not a real bright color screen, but a nice color screen. Good menu, easy to read buttons. I think that works really well. It does not have a SD card. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. Seemed to get great cell service where we were at. Where I had this trail camera set up has kind of very spotty cell service, and I had absolutely zero problems getting the pictures almost immediately. So that worked really well. You can choose between picture and photo mode, and picture and video. You can set your sensitivity, high, low, all the standard features that a lot of cameras come with nowadays. One cool thing is that it has a lithium battery pack, which is cool. I love that. So it's a rechargeable lithium pack right here with a USB-C charger. So you can charge that thing up, and this thing did really well. Just goes right in there like that. So really nice and easy. The bummer is there is no other option for putting AA's in there. So unless you have two batteries, when the battery dies, you do need to go back out there, pull this, charge it to put it back in. So what was nice is I did have the solar panel for this. So it just has a long, very long cord, so you could put this ways away, and then it just plugs into the bottom of the camera. It's very small, lightweight. Downside to this is it has to be screwed into the tree. There is no way to attach it with a strap, which I think is a downside. I think that's something all the trail camera companies need to work on. Lots of places you can't screw into trees when you're on public land. So I have a Jeremy rigging way to attach it, but it's much better if they could come up with a way to strap this to the tree just the same way you would strap the trail camera to a tree. Let's talk cons. Con number one for me is the fact that this doesn't lock with a Python lock. And con number two is the back side of this is extremely flat. There's no ridges or anything to kind of grip. And one of the reasons I like that is because a lot of times, especially my cell cameras, I like to keep them up high because it keeps them away from people you can't trust. So when you do that is you need to kind of have this wedged up against the tree so that it doesn't slide, and then you know, typically people are putting a stick, or I have a 3D printed set of steps that I usually put behind there to give you the angle that you need. So I wish that this had some grip. Not a huge fan of the way the strap goes through these slots here, but that's not a big deal. So between those couple features and not having the ability to use a strap on the solar panel, that's another con. And then the final con for me is just the fact that there is no SD card. So while I can get small images and stuff like that through the app, in order to download the video, I have to bring my laptop here and plug it into the USB-C port and download them, or take the camera off the tree and bring it home to download the images or videos. So kind of a downside to me, but I typically, when I am going out hunting, when I am going out specifically to look at my trail cameras, I'm taking my laptop, but I would like the ability to not have to need that. I do like the SD card. So it's kind of a pro and a con. So it depends on you. You may like it, you may not like it, but I'm listing it as kind of a con. But other than that, I think this camera did great. When I took this camera out to the field, I intentionally did not charge the battery. The battery was at 65% when I started, and with over 1 month out in the woods with the solar panel, I was at 53% when I picked it back up. So it had lost a few percentage points, but it was in the woods, not out in open field. So in 1 month time, only lost about 12% battery life. That's perfectly acceptable to me. I thought that did pretty well. And took, I think, 450 videos. So I think that's very acceptable for me, and that was during winter conditions. It was in January to February, so we're talking in single digits here in Michigan several times. So overall, I think it did really well. Has lots of great videos, night and day. Did really well with audio, so I'm really happy with this. So I'm going to have a link down in the description, as well as possibly a code. I don't remember. Maybe they gave me a code, maybe they didn't. But you'll find that either I'm going to have it on the screen right now or down in the description down below. You can pick one of these things up. I think it's a great cell camera. The rates are reasonable. I think it was $6 or $7 for several hundred pictures. It's comparable to all the other major brand cell cameras. So again, maybe picking up a few more of these, because I've had some bad luck with another certain brand, and you're going to have to stick around. Subscribe to the channel down below, and you're going to be able to watch me shoot one of these trail cameras with my bow, because I am just sick and tired of it. So, but anyway, the Gardepro, get you one of these trail cameras. Hopefully you guys have found this informative. As always, thanks for sticking around. We'll see you guys next time.
You guys are not going to believe what I just saw go that way. That was nuts. always, thanks for sticking around. We'll see you guys later.